Okay, so I'm about to explain to you Twilight. So what we're going to do to help me figure out what the fuck to talk about, we're going to look at the trailers for each individual movie, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what happens in that individual movie. Okay, so we're going to start from the beginning. And this is me explaining to Elbert. Twilight. I wonder if someone listening right now that's like, that's my jam. Nothing will be the same. There was a black guy driving that van.
He could have just grabbed.
You're impossibly fast and strong. You gotta give me some answers.
I'd rather hear your theories.
I have considered radioactive spiders, kryptonite.
It's all superhero stuff, right? What if I'm not the hero? What if I'm the bad guy? Kryptonite make you eat?
You know what you are. Your skin is pale white and ice cold. You don't go out into the sunlight.
Say it out loud. Say it.
Vampire.
Are you afraid?
No. This isn't real. This kind of stuff just doesn't exist.
Because in my world, I just want to try one thing. I don't know how long I've waited for you.
What is going on?
Security guard at the mill got killed by some kind of animal.
An animal?
My family, we're different from others of our kind. We brought a snack.
My father is coming after me?
The hunt is his obsession. He's never gonna stop.
I'd rather die than to stay away from you.
He's got unparalleled senses, absolutely lethal.
I mean, like 2 days ago. I'll do whatever it takes to make you safe again. You're faster than the others. But not stronger. I'm strong enough to kill you. You are my life now.
Okay. So that was the first one. Every lady's wet dream during when it came out. So, right. Moms and daughters love these movies. So, first movie, let me break down why everything's so fucking stupid. Okay, so initially, she came there to live with her dad because her mom was marrying someone else and then they moved to like Arizona or something like that. Yeah, so then she went to
She
go.
should have just went to Arizona.
So then she went, right? But so then she went to stay with her dad. I don't know if this was a longevity type thing or if it was gonna like end after a certain moment. I don't know. But she went to go stay with her dad. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. Dad's a sheriff. He's a sheriff in a town that basically got no real problems. But for some reason, he's always working. And that's why his marriage fell apart.
Maybe
Well,
that's why the town has no problem.
yeah, he's like a really good sheriff, right? Huh.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, and then the mom was upset with basically the fact that she was just like stuck in that town. But then she moved somewhere where she would just be there. Dumb mom. Bad mom. So then she has her daughter go.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, right? Stupid thing. Like, oh, the mom be telling this girl to do the dumbest things throughout the entire series.
Oh, they
like,
showed the mom?
Yeah, multiple times. And she just says the worst types of advice. Go follow your heart. Do what you want. Everyone should be happy. And then it's like, Mom, I'm in high school. And then it's like, go get married on a job. So, fucking idiot. Mom's a dummy. So, then we have her staying with the dad. She's being all awkward. The dad's awkward because, you know, when you're a dad, you don't know how to talk to kids, let alone a girl. How dare you try to converse with this vagina? And then it's like, you're weird, she's weird, who cares? So then they meet Native Americans because Native Americans stay there. It's wrong to say Native Americans. I believe you're saying true Americans, but Native Americans nonetheless. So, and that's how you get your first little glimpse of Jacob, I believe. I think he's in the first movie. He should be in the first movie. He just shows up. And it's like, hey, it's Jacob. And realistically, Jacob is Bella's childhood friend. Now, I haven't even gotten into Bella. Bella is a weird, awkward girl that everybody loves. It's like she is weird. She don't talk to people. She barely looks them in the eye for a long period of time. But for some reason, everybody want to fuck Bella. Everybody want.
I wish the real world was like that.
like they want to do her so bad. So she
does 7-1.
She does nothing. Absolutely nothing to warrant how bad everyone loves her. Like, just appears and gets her own crew. Her own crew filled with different individuals who realistically, if they had more of them in the stories, probably would be a lot more interesting. But it don't. They're around and they have them do things and it don't matter. You get the guys that like her, that trying to impress her, and it don't matter. Because once his face walks into the screen, oh my God. It's the weirdest fucking thing ever. There's like a fan behind her, and then it's like blowing on her from the back. So when she see him, immediately, like, she just get wet. So she like just drown in the sea. Just like she just, that's all she want to do is have sex with this guy. But because of the fan, like, it was like hint, it was blowing her scent. And then he looked like he was just disgusted with her. And then she thought like she smelled bad. But basically, this nigga wanted to eat her. And not in the biblical sense. Like, for real. And he's been supposedly vampire vegetarian for years. Also, they introduced what a vampire vegetarian is.
Because I was about to ask
yeah,
that.
See, now, when you have other series like Buffy and Angel, just basically say, I don't kill humans. I drink the blood of something else. On here, they made it seem like they were vegans or something within the vampire world. Because they ate deer and they hunted them instead of, like, you know, going to a farm and draining a cow every once in a while and drinking that. No, they needed to legit terrify, stalk, and hunt Bambi's mom in order to get off on eating something. Stupid-ass vampires. But then, yeah, like, you got stuff like Angel and whatnot, where he just has, like, glasses of pig's blood in his fridge, and he would drink it and go about his day, and he didn't have to kill anybody. Oh, man. So stupid. So stupid. So then, basically, Bella smells so bad that it makes vampires want to eat her. That's what I can equate from Bella. So then, basically, her and Edward get close. Because essentially she starts figuring out that this weird pasty motherfucker is special somehow. So, like in the trailer how they said a superhero. Okay, yeah, basically she'd be like, yeah, there's something wrong with this pasty bastard. And it's like, he obviously is special somehow. So, they establish Edward with his family, and they're called the Cullens. And they're basically just this super cool group of people who all live together. They're all brothers and sisters, and they're just the coolest kids in the school. Like, hot damn, they're cool. But the thing is that, like, within the group, two of them, like, they're always paired up, except for Edward. So, but they're all supposed to be brother and sister. So everyone is like, yo, we think they all fucking, but it's cool because of how cool they are. So they excuse that. Because these niggas legit be holding hands, giving each other googly eyes and shit at school. And it's like, but again.
Oh, at school?
Yeah, at school.
In public?
But
in public, to everyone, they're related.
But everyone thinks they're related. And so then it's like, yeah,
they're holding hands in high school?
They're holding hands and shit. Arms draped over one another, laughing and giggling and ha ha ha. And then it's like, they fucking, right? But it's like, but their brother and sister call the cops. We can't. He's doing his job because he's good at it. He ain't got time for this bullshit. Let them be their weird pasty people. So everybody just leave them alone, and they all just think that they're so cool. So no one sits there and bullies them because they're like, yo, nigga, you fucking your sister? That's gross. But everyone's like, nah, they're so cool, they supersede that. It's like,
supersede incest?
Nah, that's cool. That's some cool shit. So then there's like, the only person who ain't got nobody is Edward, and he looks so lonely. Like he can't fuck his sister. It was like, sad, poor Edward. Oh, man, sad.
So like the 100 years he's been alive, just...
Nobody. He needs some keep sweating his life.
All you need. Keep sweating all your problem.
He been doing absolutely nothing, right? Just
till he smelled her.
Right. So then all of a sudden, like, he just wants to stay away from her. but all she wants to do is have sex with him. So she keeps bothering him and trying to get close. And he just keeps trying to, he basically be a dick to get her to stay away from him. Problem is, he been so long without him trying to get a woman that he don't understand that girls are kind of stupid. So the more you try to stay, like you tell them to stay away from me, like you don't want to be near me, I'm dangerous, the more they're going to be like, man, like I really want your
that
dick.
One video where there was like all the compliments. I wonder like why your forehead's
So big. And the girl just like, man, he interesting. Exactly. It was like, oh, you look beautiful. I have a boyfriend. Your forehead big. And it was like, oh, yeah, you want my number? So
wait, like from the first thing he wanted to like eat her, well, he had to stop himself.
Yes.
From eating her.
Right.
So how did he get past that?
Okay, so when he saved her from the car crash, which came out of nowhere, because the black kid was driving, and he's a bad driver, and then he almost killed her because she almost died. And then again, instead of him just grabbing her and moving out the way, and it just seemed like, whoa, Edward like pushed her.
He was like really far away, so he could have just, grabbed her.
Because he's super fast, because he's a vampire, and he got vampire speed. He a vampire now. So instead of grabbing her and moving out the way, what Dum Dum did was that he pushed her down, put his hand out, and then stopped the car full force where there's a goddamn handprint on the side of a dude's truck, and they can obviously tell there's a goddamn vampire around here somewhere. Why this world doesn't have vampire hunters, I don't know. But they don't have vampire hunters. But it seems like they should, because there'd be a lot of motherfucking vampires. Like, it'd be a whole lot. Because only they are the vegetarian vampires. Everybody else still eat people. And Bella totally cool with that. But the vegetarian, like, so stupid.
Actually, yeah, that should have been a lot, because, like you said, like with Buffy, like, there's a lot of vampires.
Right, there's a lot of vampires.
Even with a lot of hunters out there,
yeah,
it's still a lot of vampires.
It's like, it's a never-ending battle against evil, It's like, vampires are going to keep making other vampires, and slayers are going to keep getting born to kill vampires, because...
If anything, she should be, like, the only person that is human in that town.
But not.
That's crazy.
So then that's when she started figuring out that, like, this nigga is basically a vampire. And then, like, at first she was thinking that he was, like, some superhero. And they was, like, making a whole bunch of callbacks to, like, Marvel and DC crap, like they showed in the trailer. Which, again, is stupid. And it's, like, maybe some radioactive spiders. And it's, like, I hate when people mention Spider-Man like that. That's my own prejudice. But it's, like, yo, fuck you. And I was thinking maybe radioactive spiders. And I'm going to stay here in a city with no city to just protect your punk ass. And it's like, you see how pale I am? God damn you. They stay.
Can't even go in the sun without exploding.
And then they stay in the area where they stay at because it's always cloudy there. That's why they're able to walk outside. It's always cloudy there. They're like somewhere up north or something like that. So it's like super near the mountains and whatever.
That's just funny.
So it's always mostly cloudy.
I was gonna ask, like, what does he do? Like, he does go to school.
Yeah, and they walk outside and everything. So it's like, if the clouds part, then, that's their sick days or anything like that. But other than that, like, no, these niggas can just walk around normally because the sunlight never touches them. So then they can pretend to be high school students. Again, a very dumb thing to want to do, but it's how they fit in somehow, somewhere. Realistically, the guy that they call father, the Cullen guy, he's just been going around saving them. He turned a bunch of them into vampires because he had to save them, but he basically was like a doctor or whatever. And he's been going around saving people, and then it's like, yo, I might be dying, doc. And he'd be like, or I can turn you into a vampire. And he'd be like, okay. So then he'll turn him into a vampire. Whatever. It don't matter. So then basically Bella and Edward just are inseparable. And then he does a weird thing where he shows her his form in the sunlight. He sparkles. Sparkles like a goddamn diamond. And it is the gayest thing since gay came to Gay Town. And you will never see something like that and go, why is this threatening? Or does he perceive it as monstrous? Because he acts as if, my God, not only did he kick the puppy, he killed the puppy in front of the baby, and then the baby, and then the baby drowned his mother, and he helped. It's like, that's how disturbing he thinks he looks when he's sparkling. Very stupid. So then Bella's all like cool with it, and it's like, wow, like now I really want to suck your dick. So then he's like, you gotta meet my family. And it's like, since you know, like, come meet my family. Oh, she keeps trying to have sex with him multiple times. But the thing is that if he does have sex with her, he's going to eat her. Like, it's almost a given that if they fuck, he gonna rip her head off and drink her blood and bathe in her entrails or something. And that just makes her want it even more. Because this is how you keep the books going. It's so forbidden, you know, like your forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. And that's why motherfuckers got kicked out of paradise with this stupid shit. You know? It's like, or you can stay in paradise and shut the fuck up. Or I gotta taste this forbidden fruit. Now we all living in this hellhole that we live in now. So, oh man, vaginas, they're horrible. So now keep going. Okay, so then they get to a point where, so then she meets the family, and it's obvious, and it's actually the only part of the movie that I like, because that's when you get the blonde girl snapping, because these motherfuckers decide to cook, like, not just a meal, they cooked a course meal. Like, there were sections that they were going to feed this girl, and it was weird for them to assume that they was going to feed her this much when they don't eat. And so then it's like, but then again, you know, to their, like, fair is fair. There's no cook.
They never had a guess.
They never had a guess. And then at the same time, there's no cookbooks that, like, sit there and tell you, all right, this is enough for one person. You know? It's like, you do this, and it's enough for, like, this many people. Possibly. Maybe if they don't get hungry. Or whatever. So then, they making salad. They got stuff cooking. It was like, man, we got a stove and kitchen, but we just never did it. We never used it or anything. We always been going out and eating dinner and killing Bambi's mom in front of it, looking it in his eyes. Go, you see what I did? You see that mother? Yeah, run, Bambi, run. And so then you get that bullshit, right? Then after that, you have them all get to the door. My favorite scene is when the blonde girl hold the bowl of salad. And then Edward acts weird when they come over, and it was like, we made dinner for you. And then she already ate, and it was like she ate before she came there because she didn't want to seem rude in front of them because it's like oh, I might be hungry. And then it's like, oh, these motherfuckers drink blood. And it's like, hey, to her point, you know, that was nice of her. But then Edward was just being a dick.
He should have said that. Yeah. Like, yo, I'm gonna feed it before I bring it over, so you know, don't flip out. And like,
I don't know why he didn't call or anything like that. He told them that he was bringing her over, but they didn't go any further details than that. Really fucking weird. And so then you get my favorite scene, the blonde girl just break the bowl and like walk away. And it's like, bitch. And then it's like, I love this girl. I want to see more of her. I don't get to see more of her. Like, not like that. So then we go past that crap and they just start talking about their life and whatever as long as they've been living as vampires and blah, blah, blah. So then a thunderstorm happens. And then everyone in the Cullen house is happy because it's a thunderstorm. And then it was like, when it's a thunderstorm, that's the only time they could play baseball, which is what they love to do. Because when they hit the ball, it is so loud, it sounds like a thunder crack. So then the thunder masks the sound. And that's why they play baseball only during the thunderstorm.
From the trailer, it seemed like they played in the woods.
Yeah.
So who in the woods is just out there listening?
It's so loud. It's just so loud. And so then this is when they run into the villains who had, all they did was just show up on their way traveling to wherever. A black dude without a shirt and a white dude whose eyes were weird, and then a chick that he was fucking.
They just bought him in the woods.
And it was just in the woods, but they been going around eating people. And it's like, it's not like they gonna stop them, because they don't. You know, it was like, yo, we vegetarian, but we ain't trying to force our lifestyle on other vampires. That'd be rude. So, you know, I wish other vegetarians acted like them, but they don't. So that's his own problem. But yeah, then they were like, yeah, we just passed through. Hey, you guys are playing baseball. Like, can we play? And it was like, yeah, sure. Like, it's cool. And then it was like, Bella, pretend like you're a vampire. And he was like, I don't know what to do. And it was like, you're doing great. And then a dude,
you're
because, and like one of the vampires, I guess he's just like, got the bloodlust so bad. He's like, ooh, you brought a snack. And then it was like, why you being a dick? And it's like, why would you assume we gonna eat her if we all playing and doing vampire shit in front of her?
Wait, was she playing baseball with him?
Of course she was.
But like, if they hitting that ball so hard that it sound like lightning.
Woo!
Like,
woo! Shut up! You're trying to bring logic into Twilight, you
right.
Dumbass. Right. She had a hat and everything. She was cheering them on because like the ball would go real far and then they would run real fast after it and catch it and be like, hey, and like, oh was stupid. So then they almost get into a fight with the other three, and then they like leave with Bella. Is her name Bella, right? Yeah, Bella. So then they leave with her, and and everything. But then there's like the blonde dude with the weird eyes, like he just ain't gonna give up trying to eat her.
Well, there's a whole buffet of people in town.
Don't matter. She smells sweet, so he ain't gonna give up. So they go running. They try to hide her, and then somehow this fool get like a recording of her mom, and it threatens.
Wow.
I don't know. I really don't know, but he does. And then he threatens her by saying like he'll kill her mom if she doesn't come to like this location.
And she goes.
She goes there, and then she was like, "Where's my mom?" And it was like, "I never had your mom." And it was like, the betrayal, the deception. And then it was like, "I'm gonna eat you." And then it was like no one knew she was there, but then Edward showed up, and then it was like, "Oh," and it was like, "You see, Edward is fast. He real fast."
Bad people seem not fast. Is that it?
He's just fast. So that's why, like, it was like, yeah, he fast. He ain't that strong, but he fast. Like, he kind of strong because he's a vampire, but he fast. And he's able to catch up. Him and the dude was fighting. It's a dumbass fight scene. Then the rest of the family show up, and they just jump this motherfucker. And then they knocked Bella out, kind of, or Bella was getting knocked out or getting choked, something like that. And then she was passing out. And then when they jumped this motherfucker, they ripped him apart into different pieces. And I wish they would have shown it, but the movie's gay again.
I've seen that part.
Yeah,
I've seen
so
that part.
they don't show that, but they show that they ripped his ass apart, and then they burned his body, and then they took her home, and they put her in bed, and her dad asked 0 questions. And
He saw them bring her home.
I don't know. It just shows her in bed.
Or was he out doing his
So
job?
I don't know, maybe. And then afterwards, it was like, yeah, her and Edward are like a thing now. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna keep your secret. And it was like, and I love you. And it's like, I love you too. And they should be like going over some weird cult crazy shit. Like I'll die if I don't be with you. And it was like, you don't even know how bad I would die because I live forever. So when I die, it's like forever.
Not that I'm saying it's a competition or nothing, but you know, if it was, I'd be winning.
Because I'm not gonna love anyone else after you, and I'm immortal. It's like, do you understand that? They never get into why Bella's special. They never get into why Bella's special.
Why she smells so sweet.
Yeah, they never talk about that.
Her mind.
The bitch is just special. Also, there's a dope part where it's like the newest vampire that they got to join them, who I believe joined during the Civil War. It was like Civil War, World War II, something like that. They saved him. Yeah, he's like the newest one. And then this motherfucker, like, he was like, because vampires that are new are the stronger ones than older vampires. And I've told you this part, which is incredibly dumb, rather than like what True Blood does, which makes sense, is that the older you are, the stronger you are. Because, duh.
Like,
So,
could have just been like they can't control themselves.
yeah. So it's
That
like,
would make more sense.
yeah, right? But no, these niggas are strong as hell. And so then he barely could contain himself and whatnot. They kind of been like keeping him in a dungeon or some shit to keep him from like flipping out and trying to eat people. But then Bella accidentally cut herself during a little dinner party, and this fool like, and they were like, get out of here. But then Edward pushed her, and when he pushed her, she go flying into the wall and like land on something. I think like a piano or a table or something like that. Then she like cut her arm and real bad, and everybody looked like, and they were like, get Bella out of here.
You will murder her.
And then again, the very next day, they all go play baseball, and they act like nothing happened.
She was the next day.
The very next day.
Like she ain't always getting murdered.
So stupid. It's so stupid.
On to the next one.
Okay, yeah, this is the next trailer for the next Twilight movie.
The Volturi are the closest thing my world has to royalty. They enforce the law.
Dakota fucking Fanning.
That was Dakota Fanning.
That was Dakota fucking Fanning.
You're a human who knows entirely too much about us. They could kill us all.
Oh yeah, that's her best friend. And she can see the future.
Wrong in my world, Bella. I belong with you.
She's a part of his family.
Last time
Yeah.
you'll ever see me, please just promise me you won't do anything
Here
reckless.
come the panic attacks.
It's like a huge hole punched through my chest.
Where that car go?
She imagined the car in him.
I know what he did to you, but Bella,
Yo, she was
I
wild.
would never, ever do that.
There's only one way I know to see him. So, you're an adrenaline junkie now?
head was supposed to, bash against that wall.
What the hell were you thinking?
Hey, his hair's cut.
Bella, Edward, he thinks you're dead.
What?
He's going to the Volturi. He wants to die too.
He left you, Bella. He didn't want you anymore.
I have to go.
So she goes all the way to Italy?
Yes,
He's gonna make a scene.
Italy,
On a high
Spain.
school budget?
It's like Italy or Spain, something like that.
Himself in the sunlight.
On a high school budget?
Well, he's been collecting money for years. Oh, her. Yes, her make no sense.
Like, how is he gonna die by sunlight when they sparkle?
Well, he'll reveal himself, and then that's against their rules. Then they'll kill him. I believe that was the plan.
I'm about to say, I don't think he should win because you just say he just fast, right?
This may hurt just a little.
Right.
Yeah, that's the co-defendant. Why she keep doing? I was grabbing her hair.
Because she's weird. Okay, so Twilight New Moon. Twilight New Moon is possibly one of the goofiest fucking movies you'll ever see in your entire life. You'll probably never see it, but it's one of the goofiest movies that you should see. So it starts off with him leaving her, right? Because then all of a sudden now there's rules. And if there were rules, why the hell did he tell her that he was a vampire in the first place? Like, if the rules were this severe and that dangerous, you probably should have did something like when she was about to get hit by a car in the first place. Like maybe not be in front of her when you stop the car. Or like push the car. Something, but hey, stupid is stupid.
Or hate her. Yeah. Can't target you, you know.
You can't get hurt if you're on fire either. So, okay, so then they established Jacob. I do believe they showed him in the first movie. If not, then the second one is when they first show him. But then he basically kind of breaks down like, hey, I'll be there for you, no matter what. Damn, you pretty. So then she starts hanging out with Jacob. Like, a long amount of time goes by. And Bella's just inconsolable. Like, her having those panic attacks that they showed in the trailer is mild compared to the shit they had this girl do. She was literally like in bed and seasons changed. And she just was like, what is there to life without him? And again, they have not had sex. So, but
Probably haven't even been together that long.
no, they haven't. So again, it's like she's just
I mean, hey, it's just like that Princess and the Warrior movie, the Empress.
Yeah, the Warrior. The Empress and the Warrior. Yeah, and like so you have her like talking down to the dad sometimes. I don't know if I believe that's in the first movie also. And she'd be like, I don't want to be trapped here like mom. Yeah, she says that in the first movie. She'd be like, I don't want to be trapped here like mom. And dad be like,
well,
whoa.
my man just doing his job.
Yeah, and he's like, whoa.
Even on the trailer, he was doing his job. I was going around with the rifle.
And it was like, ouch, wow. Like, I'm just trying to raise a kid. And it's like, man, that bitch ain't even here right now. But you just
still
really,
fucking up my life, huh, Janice?
It's like, shit, but you blaming me for your problems. And your problems are stupid problems. So then they introduce Jacob. Jacob be hanging out with Bella. And Bella and Jacob are just getting along. But Bella is using Jacob so she could do crazy shit. And so she starts doing crazy shit because once she initially started, then it was like, hey, he appears and she could kind of see him. Or he can like sense when she's in danger or something like that. Something like that. And so then it was like, so if I put myself in danger, then he'll be able to see it. So then she starts...
He ain't got good senses about it. She thinks she did.
So then she starts doing stuff that's like really, really crazy. Kind of where it's like, he can sense it, but he's choosing to ignore it. And then everyone else in the school knows that she's doing this crazy stuff because she's like hanging out with her friends. And then people come up randomly saying like, hey, who want to do some crazy shit? And Bella be like, ooh, me. And then it's like, all right, let's do it. And it's like, okay. And then everyone's like, Bella, what the fuck wrong with you? And she be like, but I'm doing hot girl shit, all right? I'm doing hot girl shit. And so then she'll just go.
Do she do booger sugar?
No. That's the line, all right?
Literally.
Yeah, that's literally the line. Doing a line is literally the line. You can't do that. The only people who can do booger sugar is the vampires on Blade. And remember, those were real vampires. So, yeah, they mixed blood with cocaine, snorted it, and that was dope. The shit was red. Looked like Kool-Aid. That was awesome. But that's a good movie. It's a bad movie. So then she be hanging out with Jacob, and all Jacob want to do is hang out with her. And then she be like, all I want to do is use you so I can do adrenaline crazy shit. And he be like, what? So then Jacob leaves. And then when Jacob leaves, she started even more panic attacks because Jacob had a hard decision to make. And I was like, yo, Bella, for real, like if you seriously care about me, then I won't leave. But if you like all for this vampire dude, I gotta go do what I gotta go do because it's some family shit. And she like, yeah, fuck you, Jacob. And he leaves, and she be like, well, where's Jacob? And then it's like, he had to go. He told you. And so then Jacob appear again, and this time
that's why his hair be cut.
His hair be cut.
He made the transition.
Yeah, and then he ain't wearing a shirt, and he'll never wear a shirt again. And then he be like, Jacob, where's your shirt? And then he be like, nah, you didn't want me with the shirt. So I got rid of it. I got rid of it all. I got rid of everything.
Now you got the real Jacob.
And he was like, he got rid of it all, but he can't be with her. And he was like, so you can't be with me. And she like, whoa. Last man said this to me. I wanted to fuck. What do you think gonna happen to you, sir? What do you think gonna happen to you? So now Jacob is like, hey, baby, I'm sorry, but it can't be. But then she keeps trying to do shit to make Edward come back. And then he's like, whoa. Also, I gotta tell you, you can't be with him either because the shit that I'm a part of now straight up letting you know that if you mess with this nigga, I'm gonna kill him. And it's like, I'm gonna straight up murder him, okay? And it's like, there's levels to this shit. There's principalities to this. And Bella just like, panic attack. And it's like, but you don't want to be with me. But you telling me I can't be with the other guy either? Exactly. To your face. So then she keeps doing more dangerous shit. And then in the wake of her doing dangerous shit, Edward thought she died because he could no longer sense her doing dangerous shit.
He sucked at sensing.
So he was like, oh, she dead. Fuck it. So then he gonna go straight Romeo and Juliet. I'm gonna kill myself. Didn't bother to go back to the town.
So her stopping doing dangerous stuff made him think that she died?
Basically. That or he thought he sensed her die, or I think like she died for a hot second and then came back to life or something. And then he was just like, fuck it. So instead of him going back to make sure she was dead and then like go to the funeral, say sorry to the father or something like that, he just was like, nah, I'm gonna go kill myself. But
so just like like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, but dumber. But like super dumb. So instead of it just being like, oh, someone didn't get a letter in time, nah, just straight up like, I'm just dumb. Like I could easily do some shit to find out if she's okay, but I'm gonna purposely choose to not do that.
Something.
Yeah, something. Phone call would have been the easiest thing to do. Considering that Romeo and Juliet.
All his years of living, he never found love, apparently.
Apparently not.
This is the only one.
Remember, they've been going to different schools, pretending to be brothers and sisters who occasionally fuck each other.
He never met a high school girl there? Okay.
Why? Nah. Ain't nobody like Bella. Bella is 1 in a million out of a trillion out of a gazillion.
Nigga, that's 10.
So, okay. So then he decides to go to the Venatori. Venatori are basically high-ranking vampires that just don't do anything. They literally exist to sit there and go, ooh, look at them. They're above everybody. That's all they exist for. So then he goes to them to try and kill himself. And then they're like, yeah, we ain't just going to straight up kill you. That makes no sense. But they're like, oh, you part of the Cullen clan. Ooh, all of you people are special. Because everyone that's in the Cullen clan has a special ability. Because, yeah, I forgot that part. Because that was on the first one. Yeah, yeah, because Edward can read minds. And then the girl that's Bella's best friend can see the future. But the girl's best friend is all bubbly and everything. And it's like, life is great. Life is good. I can see when people die. It's like, but, yay, life. Whoopity, whoopity, whoopity. And you're like, Bella, you're my best friend now. We're going to go eat soft tacos later.
Is that what she said?
No. My mind got to be made.
Because that would make a best friend.
Yeah. But, so then he's like, oh, Edward, like, you know, like, you could just join the Venatori. We could use your powers. And it's like, for what and for who? I don't know. But
because like they don't have like a goal or anything.
Not at all. So, not one goddamn bit.
So exactly what they do with reading minds.
I have no
I guess someone tried to throw a pool against
idea.
him.
So then he be like, they be like, yeah, what would get me killed? And they be like, yeah, if you expose yourself to humans. And there just so happened to be like a parade thing going on, and everybody's looking in one direction, and then this nigga start walking behind everybody. He'd be like taking off his shirt so he could start sparkling. And he'd be like stepping out into the sunlight, and then Bella come and like grab him, and then it'd be like, nah, you was kind of exposed, but it was like, nah, not really exposed. For some reason,
How would that relate to vampire?
I don't
If I saw someone sparkle, me personally, I wouldn't think
like vampire, yeah.
I'll go here. That's a
Hey, turn
diamond.
off that light. Yo, man, why you put all that like globe glitter on you or something? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You're ruining the parade.
Anything, I'm like, yo, this person is like made of diamond or something, so I can sell them. But I don't go vampire, but I don't know.
So then it's like they need to get punished or something, I believe. And then,
because a human knows their identity.
yeah, but no one saw it. I don't think.
I was saying because Bella interfered and they know she's a human, and they was like, someone saw.
Yes, or like something similar to that. Maybe. I don't know. It don't matter.
Happens
No,
many years
and then
ago.
what happens is that Bella basically convinces them and is like, well, what if they turn me into a vampire? And then like the vampire be like, okay, then you can go free, because if you become one of us, then we ain't got no beef with you. But for some reason, Dakota Fanning like just hates Bella, off of no reason or logic. They never even have her be like she's in love with Jacob. I don't know if they do or they don't. Edward, right? Thank you for that. I don't know if they be like she's in love with Edward or not. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But she just be like Bella needs to die. I was like, I hate this bitch. I hate this bitch. I hate this bitch. Maybe her power was that she could see through the bullshit in the movies, and so then she was like, yeah, all of this shit is caused from this bitch. So if we kill her, you ain't got nothing to worry about. And then essentially the movie ends with the fact of like Bella being like, yeah, so you could just turn me into a vampire and we're all cool. But then Jacob shows up, and the shocking twist, I believe for New Moon is at the end, is that yeah, if you turn into a vampire, there's actually a pact between the werewolves and the vampires, and if they ever eat a guy or turn a guy, then the pact is broken, and then it's like all out war between werewolves and vampires. But it seems like there's a hell of a lot more vampires than there are werewolves, and then the fact that the vampires have special abilities that are even far more dangerous than werewolves just being these giant dogs. I don't know why they would think they're a threat, but the werewolves think they're a threat. And that's essentially how the movie ends. Because it's like, oh, Jacob's a werewolf too. As if you couldn't tell from the fact that all these niggas running in a crew wore short shorts. And it's like, hey, no shirt. And it's like, now Jacob's running around with these cut off blue jeans and no shirt. I wonder if he's a werewolf too. And then it's like, yeah, he a werewolf. And so that's that one. So let's see what the other one is.
Jacob, what are you doing?
I'm here to warn you. Just leave. Now. She has a right to know.
What?
Okay, so maybe it's this one. They talk about the package.
Unexplained disappearances. Killings. Someone's creating an army.
An army of vampires. They're coming here.
Seems an ugly fight, with lives lost. We're in. As long as we get to kill some vampires.
This is not scary at all. All right, welcome back. We got a commercial break. All right, we're still going from the third movie trailer, Dakota Fanning's face. Here we go. Phenomenon. That's in the stretch. That was an exciting moment. Okay, so Twilight Eclipse. Okay, so the redhead bitch from the first movie who was fucking the dude that was hunting Bella that they ripped apart. Right, because she never mattered, but now she mattered. So she been going around turning people into vampires because she wanted to get revenge. Oh, this movie is dumb. Okay, and so now you also learn the fact that they got the pact with the werewolves, and then Jacob just becomes unnecessarily hostile towards Edward. Because it's like, dude, they just together, and Bella's finally happy. But Jacob like, nah, you can only be happy if you not with a vampire. And I hate vampires. Out of nowhere, I hate them. And it's like, I fucking hate them. And he should have hated the dudes from the first one. Forgot to mention them. They wanted to rape Bella, and then Elle was able to read their mind. And they was going to go 7-1 on the bitch. And they was just like, hey, what are you doing in this alley? And then she was like, and then they were just pulled up in a car, and he was like, get away from her. Get away. Like, whoa, this dude's tweaking. And it was like, let's get out of here. And then she get in the car with this stranger, because remember, he's still a stranger. And then he was like, you know what they were thinking of doing to you? He was going to touch you on your hand. Oh, my God. And she was like, I want that dick. And he's like, oh, you savage. Like, get your mind out of the gut. So, back to Eclipse and his stupidity. So the curly redhead crazy bitch, I believe she declared her vengeance on the other movie or something like that. Like, she popped up and was like, I'm coming back for revenge. And it was like, what the fuck? She just like disappeared. And so then she been going around just turning a bunch of these homeless teenagers into vampires.
Oh, that's funny, but yeah, okay.
That's what she did. That's what she did.
I don't know why that was funny.
And then she didn't really go that far, but like it was kind of far because it was like they coming, but like we got a minute. It was like they'll be here, but like in due time. So it's cool because they had a lot of time to talk about it. Like they was all discussing it, talking about like the fact that these teenage hormonal new vampires are coming.
Hobos
are coming to fight us for absolutely no reason at all.
You came for blood and cans. Yeah, we will leave with both.
We all out of cans. Like, oh, boy, you just said the magic word. We came for blood and cans. We all out of cans. Ooh, ooh. You just said the word of the day. Ain't that right, Pee-wee? Kill them all. Make a liquor high, make a fuck them up. So, then, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. So then, like, all of these hobo teenage vampire people who have no reason to fight for this red-haired curly bitch, aside from the fact that she attacked them out of nowhere and turned them into vampires against their will. Because now they can't go in the sun without sparkling. It's not like they was going anywhere in the daylight anyway. They were hobos. So,
Do all they collecting at night.
yeah. So then you got that happening as the main problem.
Yeah, what they follow.
Right. So then that's the main problem within the and then also like the Venatori were helping sort of. So Dakota Fanning was kind of helping also, sort of. I can't really remember. But then you got like this one dude who was like super into the red-haired curly bitch who just didn't understand that she was doing this for revenge for a guy that she actually is in love with, and she was using.
That the guy that first show walk out the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like in love. But then you see like his head get ripped.
You saw Bella in that. What
Yeah.
One.
Oh, but they rip his head off in that movie. And he'd be all like, help me. And she'd be like, I'm getting out of here. And he'd be like, what? And they just rip his head off. And you see that it turns into this crystal thing. It's funny as hell because it gets done by werewolves. So stupid. I don't know which movie it is. But in one of the movies, Bella meets the werewolf people. And like what their clique is like, and then you see the werewolf leader guy. I think it's this movie. I'm not sure, but then Bella gets to see the ugly side of being in love with a werewolf because they can't control their temper, which is why Jacob is always like being a bitch. But they can't control their temper, and then it's like their leader has a wife, and her face is fucked up. And it's like it looked like he been gnawing on her or something when he turned into a wolf. And then it's like, ugh. But then it's like, nah, but she's staying though, because that's love. But it was just one day he got mad and he turned when she was like cooking or something. And like
Caught her slipping.
and just started fucking her up. And it was like, I don't know if they pulled her off of him or he like realized what he was doing like a little bit too late, but like half of her body is just like, it's a tragedy. And so then it's like that's the price you have to pay when you with a werewolf, because normally werewolves just pair up with other werewolf, and then it's like more incest shit. Damn. So it's like, because y'all all family. Ew. But then it's like, and I think like there's a girl that liked Jacob, but then like Jacob only liked Bella, and then the girl be like, the fuck. So another chick that be like, man, fuck Bella. So again, gain the ability to see through the bullshit of the movies, and it's like, yo, if this chick goes, and we get to end this bullshit. But hey, whatever. And so then Jacob basically going around constantly reminding Edward that the pact, the treaty is still in play.
Also, it's kind of messed up that you really gotta show that there's a bad side for being with the werewolf, but it seems like it's all holly and jolly for the vampire people.
Yeah, I mean, what do they got?
They're moving. Yeah, you're right.
What do they got to worry about? They sparkle. The being in the sunlight is supposed to be a sin against God because they're unholy beings that shouldn't exist. So the fact that they're in God's presence, which is what the sunlight represents, means that it should literally burn them and erase them from the face of earth. But the creator of this obviously didn't know what the fuck a vampire was, so then they made this dumbass movie. Only thing they know was that they drink blood, and they probably was like, period blood? And then she made this dumbass movie based off of a dumbass book whose cover shows a hand holding an apple. And it's like, what the fuck does any of this have to do with anything? See, the apple is symbolic of the fruit. I was thinking the clitoris. And the hand being in that shape looks like a vagina. I'm not kidding. This is my personal thoughts on this. I'm serious. Stupid as hell. So then you basically have Jacob and Edward constantly going back and forth. Jacob being like, I'm in love with you, Bella. And Bella being like, Jacob, I got Edward. And Edward like, I'm in love with you, Bella. And Bella's like, I know, dude. Jacob's crazy, right? And then it's like, but for real, though, like, why does he not put on a shirt? And then it's like, I don't know, man. She be like, let me go see what he talking about real quick. I'll be like, right back. Because at some point, she kisses Jacob. And then it's like, oh, she finally kissed him. But then when I saw it, I was like, this ain't going nowhere. And again, adamantly watching these movies. So I was like, this ain't going nowhere. This is some dumb bullshit right here. But yeah, and Edward's just like, yeah, me and Bella gonna be together. But then it's like, yeah, if Bella don't get turned, then we got a problem. And he's like, don't worry, I'm gonna do it. And Bella like, yeah, don't worry, he gonna do it. And then Jake was just like, yeah, if you do it, everybody gonna fight. And Edward like, yo, you think you gonna stop us, homie? And he be like, well, what's up, cuz? So, and then you just got those problems. And then Bella's getting to know werewolf people. And basically she was going through the motions like how she did with Edward to give you a false sense of security that she might also end up with Jacob. But no, that's never was going to happen. Werewolves are crazy. These niggas only wear cut off blue jean shorts instead of like elastic pants. That way when they transform, they don't lose their pants. But that's never a thing. Oh, man. And then I think like the dad knows about the Native Americans and like you kind of like let them do what they do, whatever it is that they fucking do. But you don't really mess with them like that. But then it's like, hey, it be on some weird shit sometimes. And the dad be like, man, what's going on? The dad is like the worst background character in any movie because literally he has absolutely no control over anything that's going on in his world. And it's sad because they paint it as if him being that way is his fault. It's like, it is totally your fault that you have no idea that your daughter is dating a fucking vampire. I just know that the Cullens are cool people who keep to themselves and they don't bother nobody. So there's no reason for anyone to bother them. Their son happens to like my daughter, that's cool. And then just out of nowhere, it's like, Dad, it's your fault Edward left. What the fuck did I do? And it's like, you were dating the motherfucker. It's your fault.
I've been out stabbing gangbangers all day. Trying to keep your streets clean. You gonna come at me.
He get like no respect. I think at the end of it, like
he dies.
No, like a lady finally be like she likes the dad. And he'd be like, oh, okay, I think like at the very end of Twilight, like he finally gets some type of love.
That's just what you want.
And then it's like, I believe it happens. I can't remember. I like to think it did. I was like, I believe it did. I can't remember. And it's like
some little piece of pie.
Like I think it's like a deputy. I think it's like a deputy, someone who basically is like
always a deputy.
You know, because it's someone who's okay with them being a cop. Because otherwise, normal people can't date cops. Because really, you can't. It's like on American Dad when he was talking to Francine. It was like, yeah, when you talk too much to your wife and you're part of the CIA, they kill you. And then it was like they send people to kill you. You talking too damn much.
They can't open up.
Man, it was like, I'm not supposed to open up. It was like, I'm a secret agent. It was like you can't know the shit that I know. You know, it's like when most relationships when it comes to like with cops, and it's like, yo, if you do homicide, you can't bring that shit home with you. And it was like, yo, I have to deal with missing people who wind up dead in gruesome antics. I can't smile and look at my baby girls the same way when I see stuff like that. Same thing with doctors. You know, and it's like you don't approach safety precautions the same way a regular person does. I'm pretty sure they have their family wash their hands a lot more frequently than other people. Whoa, did you just touch the doorknob? Wash your goddamn hands, you nasty bastard. Trying to bring in lymphoma. Or Montezuma's grenade. You have sex, you explode. This is going to happen to somebody tonight. Okay, so I believe that is new movie. And at the end, I think they kill the redhead chick, and then Jacob and Bella kiss. And then that's as far as that go. And like Edward sees it, and he be watching. And he says absolutely nothing. Because that's what he likes. And he says absolutely nothing. And then Jacob looks like, ha, I kissed her. And then Edward be like, nigga, I had to stop her from sucking my dick. And it was like, you didn't win this, okay? You didn't. And then it was like a, thanks, Jacob. It was like, okay, that was odd. And like Edward just sat there and looked at it like, yeah, okay. I see how this is. All right, next movie.
You ready?
Just don't let me fall down.
Never. I, Edward Cullen, take you, Bella Swan.
For better or for worse.
So she always gonna have a panic attack.
To love.
To cherish.
She blows up.
As long as we both show love.
This is how I'll remember you. Pink cheeks, heartbeat. I think I'd be used to telling you goodbye by now.
I bet you'll never guess why that broke.
Best night of my existence.
Oh, grab your stomach. Mm-hmm.
It's impossible.
No, it isn't.
Whoa.
That's it.
The fetus isn't compatible with your body. It's too strong and fast growing. It's crushing you from the inside out. Your heart will give out before you can deliver. You did this.
I can't see Bella's future anymore.
We don't know what they bred. We have to protect the tribe before it's too late.
That's the werewolf leader.
You're the enemy now. Sam won't hesitate. You will be slaughtered. It's stalking you by the hour. I'm the one who'll lose you.
You have to accept what is.
You've given me no choice.
You're ready. We're coming for Bella. I'm not gonna touch her.
If you kill her, you kill me.
That man is simp.
Bella.
Breaking Down Part 1. Oobity doobity doobity scoobity.
So wait, she was regular when they had sex? She like broke something.
She should have broke something. She did break something. Her vagina. So,
Freaking pelvic bones have been shattered or something. This nigga,
Oh, man.
he crushed the headboard.
Yep.
He was feeling this. Like, yeah, obviously lost control at some point. Yeah, she should die. It should have been a blade mass.
Okay.
And he like, not again.
Let me try to coin in on a lot of the stuff that you just witnessed. Okay, first of all,
So the dude get mad.
yes,
Okay.
and I have to admit that Twilight Break of Dawn is the most awkward out of all of their movies. Like, purely unfucking comfortable. The whole damn movie is just weird. Considering how stupid the rest of them are, that one is just on a whole nother level of ugh. Like, while you're watching it, it's like, what is this? Why were they saying these things? Why are they doing these things? Half of the movie is just them fucking in Rio. So all the time, like when they showed them having sex, they just showed them having sex multiple places. Because remember, they've never had sex before. So now that Bella finally gets to do it, even though she's never done it before, oh, she a pro at the shit. And it's like all they
She's such a
pro at the shit. Yeah. So she just, all that she wants to do is fuck. But that's all that she's ever wanted to do with this guy. So hey, they get to let it out. And so you just see them spend all of their time in Rio. Because they go to actual Rio. Rio. And they just be fucking. And it's like they just keep fucking. They be on a private island in like their own private little place that gets filled up with food every once in a while. I think like a maid comes by and she be like, hey. And it's like, there you go. Damn. And then she like see the place and be like, what the fuck y'all doing? And it's like stuff be broken. And then she be like damn. And weird. And then it was like, yeah, this is another spot that that the Cullens own, and he was like, we can send here for our honeymoon and everything like that. Just really, ideology of like what a girl wants to be treated like a princess type dumb shit. Yeah, stupid shit like that. And but before you get to that, you have to deal with their wedding, which is incredibly awkward because you have to deal with her telling her dad that she's getting married, and then the mom be there also, and the mom is basically like, yeah, get married. They have.
Wait, are they still in high school?
They have not graduated yet. They didn't even fucking graduate yet.
Are you for real?
I'm not kidding.
I didn't even think about that. I'm over thinking, like times have passed.
Nope,
like
no.
Harry Potter rules. Like it's a new year.
It was like
so she's still in high school.
uh-huh. And then as far as they know, so is he. But now it's even dumber because essentially, remember, Bella's the girl that everyone loves. You saw how big that goddamn wedding was. Everybody was there. Bella didn't hang out with anybody. Like she hung out with them for like a little bit, but she mostly spent time with the vampire people and the werewolf people. Those people don't go to school. The werewolf people don't go to school as far as I know.
Oh, Jacob.
I don't even know if he went to school.
Oh, he didn't go to school?
I don't know.
Dang.
It might have been in different districts because there's like Native Americans and they was like they don't want them off the reservation. So,
He was homeschooled.
oh man. So then it's like but Bella, she's beloved. So like when she's saying I'm getting married, everybody was like, yo, that's totally a normal thing. We all should go on a school night.
I only seen you like 3 times in the hallway.
Bitch,
Well, yeah, I gotta go.
Bitch, you curved me so many times for that pasty-faced bastard. I'm just supposed to go to your wedding and act like we still cool. That's unfucking believable. So then you even have a weird part with the chick who's from Mr. Right. Anna, whatever her name is. Yeah, like she does a weird thing where she be like, oh, Bella got to be with Edward, like the most popular boy at school, even though like I'm like the softball captain, I'm the cheerleader. She's like naming all the stuff that she did. And it's just such a weird thing. And it was like, but they put the speech in this goddamn book that's in this movie. And they had her say it to show how salty she is because she's supposed to be perfect. But Bella was awkward, weird, and was able to get all the hot boys by just being awkward and weird. And that's the thing. And like that's what happened. So it was like, oh, look at her. And it's like everyone's like, oh, this bitch is salty. But it's like realistically her life is going to be happy because she's going to actually accomplish shit in life because she does that. She can do things.
You don't have to worry about a demon.
Yeah, she ain't got to worry about a demon baby. So then basically you get through half of the movie basically just equating to fucking Bella and Edward fucking after the wedding. You also have the mom just all like when it's like I'm getting married and the dad is like before he can even go, you're not even out of high school. The mom's like, yay, do it, sister. And then it's like, I treat you more like a friend than a daughter. Duh, because I ain't raised you. And then it's like, yeah.
The streets raised you.
And it's like, you only been dating Edward for like 2 years and like literally 2 years because like 1 year you were kind of together and then afterwards he left for like a year and then he came back and then you were dating again and then for some reason now y'all getting married.
Probably hasn't even been 2 years fully.
That's totally how a stable relationship gets made. Disney be damned because Disney this shit happens after like 2 days, but for you, hey, you gave it a year and some change. That's all you need to have everlasting happiness. We know nothing about their family. Hell, I don't even think the dad been over the other people's house yet. But
they'll probably eat them.
Yeah. So then they go and they get married or whatnot, and then it's like out of nowhere she just gets a baby bump. Then it's like, oh, we gotta take her back to the doctor, dad. So Mr. Cullen, who's the leader of their little vegetarian vampire group. Mm-hmm. Then you basically find out that she's pregnant, but she's pregnant with a half vampire, half human baby. Duh. And then the baby is basically eating her. Duh. Hell, they do
so like the whole lifespan of vampires ain't never happened before.
No.
Ain't no research.
Never.
Like the thousands of years. They
Yep.
was like, yo, last time someone had a half demon spawn,
not
killed her.
Not one vampire
Not
has
until
ever.
Bella showed up, huh?
Not one vampire has ever wanted to fuck a human. Not one. Not a
one.
damn one.
But this dude that had to just hold himself back from eating her on sight was like, hey, problem.
Not a damn one, because Bella is special as hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
get it now. She's the apple.
yeah.
That's fun.
The untouched fruit. Okay. So then you have to deal with them having a baby. So then you got the werewolves flipping out because it's like, what the fuck is that? And it's like, yeah, by all means, you don't know what demon's gonna come out of her, and for whatever it is, you need to kill it. But it's like they can't kill it until it's out of Bella. So they gotta wait till it's out of Bella to kill it, but they can't kill it. But they want to kill it, and then it's like, so. That's why they like start to rush, like when they can tell like the baby's like about to be born or whatever. But Jacob is all like, I don't want Bella to die, nor do I want her to lose the baby.
Man, she curved her, man. Forget her.
And then Edward
she
is
made her choice.
and then Edward's the most reasonable person in the movie series because he's like, the baby is killing you. We should kill the baby. And Bella be like, what are you, crazy? This is our baby. And it's like, bitch, what did I just tell you? The baby's killing you. We need to kill the baby. And then I just got to start wearing condoms from now on. Or my pull-out game needs to get better. And I was like, I'm thinking...
I'll admit, it is pretty weak.
I'll admit it's pretty weak because you got pregnant real fast. So then what happens...
I pull out before I go, that was my mistake.
So then what happens is that Jacob constantly be mentioning to the werewolves, like, nah, like, we don't need to kill Bella. We probably just need to kill the baby. And it's like, nah, man, kill all them bastards because they fucking up. And it's like, man, it's just a merry-go-round with you people. It's the same bullshit over and over and over again. If y'all ain't gonna kill the vampires over one thing, you're gonna kill them over another thing. And then you got like a girl that Jacob didn't want to be with, and she was like, hell yeah, let's murder all of them. And then it's like, damn, you too, bitch. And then she was like, yeah, F you, I don't even need you no more. I'm imprinted with like your cousin or something, and it's something weird. And it was like, yeah, they imprint on each other, and when you do that, that means like you're together forever. And like, no, all other werewolves know, like, yeah, that person's special to you. And it's like, even if that person that you meet, that you imprint on, ain't even from your tribe or your clan of werewolves, then she's protected by the clan from now on. So it was like, yeah, you special girl. You my forever boo. And it's like, what if you don't even like each other, but you imprint on somebody? And they were like, yeah, don't fuck up, because then, like, you imprinted forever. And it was like, that happens sometimes, but, like, there's, like, some people imprint on werewolves that die or something like that. And it's like, yeah, nigga, you just without a mate forever, because why not? And then it's like, you could be imprinted on, but not get imprinted. You see what I'm saying? So, like, you didn't pee on somebody, but they peed on you. So it's like, yeah, so they love you, but that don't mean that you love them, I think. Very weird, because they just kept saying imprinting, and I was like, they mean peeing on, right? It was like, but it's like special pee. So like, what do they do, shake it? It's like, and then you be like, that's sour. And it's like, they've been imprinted on. Yeah, don't fuck with them. And it's like, basically it stops other werewolves from fucking other people and whatnot. But yeah, so then they all be doing what they be doing, and then that's when homegirl with the blonde hair become cool with Bella after all these fucking movies. She finally become cool with Bella now, because it's like, yo, you pregnant and you dying. Let's squash this beef, homie. And so then they're like, all right, let's squash it. Cool. We cool. So then they squash that beef. She real cool.
What was the beef?
Just the fact with the salad thing. Well, she was so realistic, like the blonde girl, because she was like, yeah, I don't understand why Bella keeps wanting to hang out with those vampires. This is weird. And then it's like, yeah, the only option that you have is to become a vampire. And I'm telling you, you don't want to do it. And then she was like saying, it was like, as much as everyone likes you, and as much as everyone will welcome you joining this family, being a vampire sucks. And then she was like, you drink blood, you're a goddamn monster. And then it was like, none of us wanted to be a monster. And the fact that you think that this is something that'll make you happy is incredibly idiotic and stupid. And then Bella's like, shit, you don't know me. And then it's like, all right, now we got beef. And that's basically what the beef is. But then it was like, now you're dying and you didn't choose it. As a baby, the baby innocent, you're going to be part of this family. You already got married, so you're part of this family anyway. We cool. And then it was like, the baby basically was like eating her from the inside, and like she couldn't keep any food down or anything like that, because it was just like, it was like on some venom shit. It was just eating her or whatever. So then they like gave her a glass with some blood in it and like put it through a straw, and she was like, actually, this tastes pretty good. And like the baby was like, she was like, it likes it. And Jacob was like, it's fucking gross. And it was like, yeah, it's fucking gross. And then it's like, that's blood. And it's like she's drinking blood to appease the baby inside of her. It was very weird. Very weird, very awkward. And
she said it tastes alright.
Yeah, it was like, it tastes alright. And then like the baby's,
I don't think blood has a taste.
and then like the baby's like, copper. And it was like, now I don't gotta eat you anymore, mommy. But I'm still growing. And then
just punching her from the inside.
And then Bella looks like she looks like a freak in this movie. Like she starts looking like a goddamn skeleton. And like her bones, you can see her cheekbones and everything. The dad thinks she's gonna die. And then basically they tell him that she dies. And then he be like, oh my daughter. And then it's like, this is what happens when you fuck a color. And then it's like, sorry dude. And it's like, and he basically has to go the rest of his life dealing with that depression of his daughter going
so he
through.
still thinks she's dead?
Yes.
That's horrible.
They treat that dude so bad.
She's alright with this?
She'd be like, hey, he's with the other girl now, so he's cool. And it's like, bitch, what? Really stupid.
Well, she can have a panic attack for a guy moving, but don't take consideration that her father thinks his own child is gone.
Because the dad is not important.
Bella.
Yeah, he's not a hot guy that's trying to fuck Bella. He's just a dude that's trying to protect her and tell her, like, how to keep her safe. But she don't need no man to tell her what to do, especially not her daddy. And it's not like her mama actually is her mama. Her mama is a friend. So, really, Bella has absolute freedom to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants. So she'll look at her dad being horribly depressed and incredibly saddened by the fact that his daughter is dead. Something that she would like feel just because of the fact that, like you said, yeah, she had panic attacks when the dude fucking left her. Like, and now you're about to have a kid. Do you have any idea how mentally that is fucked up to a person? But it's like, she's like, nah, you be cool. And I believe, like, he just don't know throughout the end of it. I'm not sure. Maybe he finds out later or something like that. Maybe they break it to him that she's a vampire. I don't remember. Because, again, the father doesn't matter. And so it doesn't matter. So then basically it gets to the, high noon. So that's when the werewolves just all turn to try to, like, storm the place. And then it's like, all right, guys, we'll hold the line. And it's like, protect her from the vampires while she's giving birth. And it's like, all right. The werewolves, yeah, protect her from the werewolves while she's giving birth. And it's like, all right. What does that mean? And I was like, well, we can't kill them. And it was like, okay. So, and I was like, well, we'll just, like, hold them. And I was like, hug them real tight. And it's like, and so then Bella gives, like, then, and, like, the werewolves come, the vampires all go outside, and they all trying to stop the werewolf. And they're like, come on, man, she's giving birth. And they're like, kill it, abomination. And then they're like, no, no, no. And then Jacob's like, I got an idea. And he, like, runs inside, and I was like, he gonna make a pipe bomb. At first, when I saw it, I was like, he gonna make a pipe bomb. And it's gonna, like, blow up everything. They're gonna be like, Bella dead. And then he'd be like, oh, we knew you'd come around, Jacob. And then he'd be like, don't tell them. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. Then he like run away into the distance, and you never see Jacob ever again.
He runs away normal, but he be howling.
Now, so then what happens is that the baby gets born, Jacob goes inside, and then he comes back out, and he was like, I imprinted on her. She's now imprinted on. And now they can't harm the baby because he peed on the baby. He peed on the baby. He peed on a newborn baby, and that stopped other werewolves from wanting to kill the baby because it's like, well, rules. And then it's like, that is a demon baby that was just born from a human and a vampire fucking, and you just was dead set on killing it, but because he peed on it, which means that eventually he gets to fuck this baby, because that's what the rule is when you've been imprinted on, is that, hey, we get to fuck. And so, because he did that, essentially, Jacob wins. He wins it all. He wins it all, baby. He got it all.
I'm gonna fuck your daughter.
He gets to fuck Bella's daughter. He gets to fuck Bella's daughter and Edward's daughter, and ain't nothing they can do about it. Because according to his werewolf rules, that are basically universal law, he gets to do that. And it's fucking gross. And then they be like, all right, Bella, we did it. We stopped the werewolves. We got your baby. Everything's cool. Bella be dead. And so now, Twilight Moon Part 2. That's how that movie ends.
Jacob still a fucking baby.
I've had a bad habit of underestimating you. Every obstacle you faced, I didn't think you couldn't overcome it.
All right, I didn't mention, yeah.
And you just did.
She died, but then they bit her and turned her into a vampire. And it's like her eyes open up and they
My
red.
time as a human was over,
Their eyes aren't even
but I
red.
never felt more alive.
No, they're different colors,
I thought we
different
would be
people.
safe forever,
But hers are red.
but forever isn't as long as I'd hoped.
I have to report a crime. The Collins, they've done something terrible.
Tell the truth. Thanks for Ness Mason and Monica Child.
She was born, not bitten. She grows every single day.
Creating an immortal child has long been outlawed and is met with the severest form of
You
punishment.
didn't want to bring this up?
Death.
Until now, because that's now it matters.
What is it, Alice?
Don't worry. They're coming for us.
If
Well, they deep.
know the truth, maybe we could convince the whole church.
Dakota fucking fancy.
Again, looking for vampires in the most remote corners of the world,
My family's in danger. I need your help.
each with their own gift.
Ain't a waterbender.
More than that, baby. He just straight up the Avatar.
Oh, that's the dude you said in the Avatar?
Yeah.
We'll join you.
There you go.
Was that?
Yeah, Mr. Robot. He's the Avatar.
Avatar?
Yeah.
I've never been afraid of vampires.
And remember, the first time they had a group of vampires trying to run in on people, they knew they were coming, but it took a minute. So, same thing here.
I'll never let anybody hurt you.
I believe they were fighting Dakota Fanning.
And none of that was real.
None of that was real. So let's break that down. Okay. So in part 2, Bella comes out as a vampire and just be killing it. So obviously that freak, awkward, weirdo girl, best thing in life that ever happened to her was her becoming a vampire. And she was just killing it. She can hunt, she can kill, she's fine, she's happy, she got a family. She doesn't mind eating deer and shit. She's cool. She's always weird. It's better than her, like, breathing real hard and sulking and shit in high school. Yeah.
Pulling the hair out.
Wait. So, none of that. So, she just, like, is an amazing vampire because, duh. So, nobody can tell her nothing. Nobody can teach her nothing. And then because she's a new vampire, she's stronger than everybody. Yeah. So,
That's stupid. Bro.
yeah. So, remember that. So, you know, she like Kanye West right now. And it's like in that movie, she's like Kanye West.
One of the newest vampire can go around and whoop every other vampire's ass.
Yes, exactly. So then it gets to the rule where essentially the Ventori thought that they turned a
Wait
little
minute.
girl,
Then they shouldn't have beat those hobo kids.
but they did though. And then she wasn't there to help either. But they won because they have werewolves.
But those hobo kids were like, no.
Right. But they beat them.
I don't know. All right.
Exactly. So,
Part 2. Let's go.
they weren't Bella. They were just hobo kids. Now, if they were Bella and embraced the glory that is Bella, it would have been fine. But that's not what they did. So, then you got the Venator coming after them because it's like, yo, you broke a law. You made a human baby. But then it's like, yo, really, it's not a human baby. This is a freak baby. And that movie has one of the most disgusting CGI babies in all of history. And I don't know why they did it, but they did it. And they took that actual child, and they superimposed its face onto this weird little 3D thing that they just kept showing in real time, and everyone had to act like that was a real baby. And it looks like a monster on the screen, and it is horrifying to look at. And so they had that. And then it just kept growing and growing, and it was getting older. And the whole time while it was getting older, you just keep seeing Jacob around all the time, like, I'm gonna fuck that baby. And it's like, I'm gonna fuck that baby. And then, like, since she keeps growing up incredibly fast, she basically grows up into a teenager where she be able to get fucked by Jacob. So
that was his plan all along.
yeah. So it's not like the baby's intelligence increased. It's just that it grows. But for some reason, those two things mean the exact same thing when they don't. They mean two different things. So technically, it should look like a high school girl, but still go, Mom's because it can't read or write or anything. Hell, shouldn't even really be able to walk technically like that well. It'd be like, on some Rugrat stuff, like Tommy bow-legged and everything. They're like, come here, baby, and there's like a grown-ass woman coming at you. You just hear do. And you play Sesame Street? Yeah, I play Sesame Street, you freak of nature. Pull some of Mice and Men shit. Just put a gun to the back of my head. Tell me what you like about Sesame.
You beautiful
Sesame Street, you beautiful bastard. Pow, pow, pow. It didn't die the first time because it was a demon baby. Oh, it's a good thing I used silver bullets. And then Jacob be like, no, not again. And it's like, now you can't have sex with nobody, Jacob, because you peed on the baby. You freak.
I'm trying to do y'all a favor.
So then basically the Ventura come in and fight them, and they be like, well, you know they're gonna want to fight back. And then Dakota Fanning be like, and it's like, woo, which is weird. So then, okay, so like Dakota Fanning was just, Dakota Fanning. Dakota Fanning just really, really wanted to fight them for some reason. Again, I don't know her motivation. I was about to say motivation. I don't know her motivation. Her motivation as to why she hate Bella and Edward so damn much. I seriously believe it's because you just don't like Bella, and she knows like this is a movie and she needs to die because these movies are terrible as long as you exist. There's like a part with a black dude trying to find something in the beginning of the movie. I believe it's that one. It come on, like they have random stuff happen, and I believe that they think it has some type of significance, but it doesn't. It's just weird random stuff. It doesn't do anything. So then they just start gathering up random vampires from all over the world somehow within a selective time frame that totally agree to help them. And just be like, hey, we got to fight the Venatori. You mean our police? Yes. And then it was like our lords guys? And it was like, yeah, those guys. Okay, why do we have to fight them? Yeah, they're trying to kill my demon baby. Isn't that against our laws? Right. But we did it anyway. And then it's like, so you want to help? And they go, yeah, I'll totally risk my life for something stupid. And then it's like, why? Because Bella's awesome. And they're like, oh, you know Bella too? I don't know Bella, but I know she's awesome. And it's like, I need to help her forever. And they meet the Avatar, which is Mr. Robot. They meet people who just have weird, ridiculous powers, like I think a chick who can make electricity or a dude who can make electricity. Weird crap. There's a bunch of weird stuff, and they be like, ooh, look at all these special people. You special, you special, you special, you special. Then it's like, why are none of you niggas in the Venatori? It's like, but they all just really special, and they're totally cool with fighting their royalty, whatever, who are just there to keep the rules, which they explicitly broken when they know that they weren't supposed to. All Jacob had to do was pull out. It's like, you gotta remember, Edward, all Edward had to do was pull out. All he had to do was pull out. All Edward had to do was pull out, and all Jacob had to do was not pee on the baby. And it was like, cause then they would have ate the baby, and then we wouldn't have this problem. But if Edward just pulled out, we would not have this problem.
Actually, Jacob would also have to learn how to pull out too. That abomination would be, who knows?
So, oh yeah, because he's just gonna fuck that baby. He's gonna fuck that Sesame Street baby, and it's gonna make an even worse baby. And there ain't gonna be nobody to pee on that one. But, so then, oh my god. So then you get the leader of the Venatori dude walking up and he starts talking to the chick that can see the future. And then she touches hands and then she basically shows him a elongated fight scene that comes up at the very end of the movie, and it's actually not very long. It's a short little quick fight scene that's kind of crazy. Someone splits the earth and people start falling in lava. A bunch of people die. Edward dies, Bella dies, Jacob dies, a bunch of motherfuckers die. And then it was like all of it was fake. But then the Venatori dude sees himself get killed, and then that's how it ends. And then he's like,
whoa, I don't want that.
He's like, huh? And then he was like, what the? And then the chick who could see the future was like, that's what happens if we all start fighting. He was like, all right then we won't start fighting. And then he like
But
back
that
away.
fight only happened if we came in from the west.
Yeah.
If we coming from the east.
Oh boy. And then like realistically, why don't he just go like, you know, because they did this on How It Should Have Ended. Like, hey, thanks for telling me how the future is so I know what not to do. And it's like, you, don't fight him. It was like, you, don't fight him. Everybody, let's go. And he like punch her and knock her out. That way she can't help later in the fight. And he like snap a whole bunch of people necks and stuff. But they don't do that. He just like, oh no, we need to leave. And then they leave, and then Bella baby get bigger, and so now it'd be like the same size as her, and it looks even weirder, and it's like totally like cognitive of everything. And he'd be like, mommy, daddy, yay, and then Jacob be like, yeah. Here comes Uncle Jakey Jake, and it's like, nigga, she's like a couple of weeks old, and you are a high school dude, and you just really want to have sex with her. And it's like, you don't understand.
You don't
I
even know
peed
you're
on
high
her.
school, dude.
Yeah, and it's like, you don't understand. I peed on her. So I got to fuck her. And it's like, I got to do what I got to do. And they be like jumping through trees like Naruto, and that's how the movie ends. And that's it. That's all of Twilight. That's
who jumped through the tree?
the vampires and Jacob. Yeah, so it'd be like Edward, Bella, their mutant baby, and Jacob, and they'll be like jumping through trees and shit. And it's like, yeah, Twilight. And then they go off, and that's it. Nothing happens. Nothing lost. Nothing gained. The dad was always treated like a piece of shit from beginning to the end for no reason. It just seemed like they just had him there to shit on him for no reason. They didn't need to do what they did to him.
Even though he was good at his job.
He was just good at his job. But because the mom wanted to be a free spirit, which again was one of those contradictory things that movies like to do, where you sit there and have two characters that personalities don't mix, but for some reason they were together for a long period of time. But it's like, if they were together for a long period of time, that means that they got over whatever little flux that personality conflict would have had, because that's why they were together. So if you was to go, well, they had to raise their daughter, and it's like, yeah, that don't mean shit anymore, because niggas get divorced when they got a 1-year-old. And it was like, or when the baby's just brand new. And I mean, like, new baby smell. Oh, you just came out. I want a divorce. Damn. And I was like, that's fucked up. I always had to go with my mommy house and then my daddy house on Christmas. I always got a bunch of presents. Santa is a motherfucker. And it's like, kept visiting me all the goddamn time. And no matter where I go, the man can find me. He's like magic and shit, you know? Did you cuss like that? My mom's like, fucking cuss any fucking way I want, motherfucker. So it's like having that to where like the mom wanted to be an artist. She wanted to just be free, do all this stuff. And the dad was a cop, dedicated and good at it. And he was just like happy being comfortable. And then the mom is like, I don't want to be trapped here anymore. I want to sing. And it's like, that don't make no sense. And then they made a kid that's just like, so again, weird conflicting type of stuff happening.
Kid is just anxiety in hand.
Yeah. It was like, why did they do these things?
So
But
that's Twilight, huh?
that is Twilight. That is how those movies go. That is all those movies are about.
Now I know the whole story of Twilight.
You have absolutely no reason to watch Twilight whatsoever, because it's so fucking stupid. But you do have a reason to watch Twilight, because it is so fucking stupid. It is worth a watch. It is the funniest movie that is not meant to be funny. And it's like, the movie takes itself so seriously and the stupid shit that it does. Like, you see where they're like laying in like a field and whatnot. That's when he proposed to her. Like, he proposes to her right there. And it's like, and then like when he does, Jacob loses his shit. And he be like, no. And he was like, if you marry her. And then like he like try to rush at him. And we're like, knocks him in the air, and he do like a backflip, and he turn into a werewolf, and then Bella be like, "Stop it, both of you! Why do you guys gotta fight over me? Because I'm sexy?" And it was like, "You're not." But, there's literally no one else at the school. I'm not allowed off the reservation. And Edward was just like, "There's no one else at the school that I want to talk to." And Jacob just, "I'm not allowed off the reservation, so you my only option. Unless, of course, you have a baby. But I don't know if I want to wait that long. Now, what if the baby gonna grow real fast? Oh, I fucked that baby. I fucked the shit out that baby." And again, they have him want to fuck a baby, and they act like that is nothing wrong with that. But there is so much wrong with that. It is a demon baby. He just be like, And then there's an ugly baby too. So like the girl look funny, and it just be like, yeah. And for some reason, instead of being practical and just being like, "Yo, you get a baby," and then when you say it's a little girl, you go, "Yeah, that's what the baby turned into, that little girl." They just took the image of, I believe it's like the, I don't know if it's the little girl or like the grown teenage girl that she's supposed to be. They just took her face and her image and kept ageifying it. Yeah, like, is that a word? But yeah, and it just stuck that onto like a scene.
All words are made up,
right? And like, guess as long as you put some faith behind it, then they're real. So then they just kept like altering like the age of the face and sticking on whatever, and then just to be as realistic as it is, where you look at the baby and go, "Oh yeah, that's totally the same person," because she's supposed to be a beautiful baby because it's Bella's baby, and Bella's a beautiful bitch. So baby got to be beautiful as hell as well. Weird, goofy shit. They said nothing about the fact that obviously Bella and Edward are gonna fuck again, and they obviously gonna make another dumbass demon baby, or maybe not, because she is a vampire now. So don't know about that one. That's a good. I've answered my own question. We don't know, because Bella's special. She was like, "I want to get pregnant again." It's like, "Bella, your uterus is dead. You're a vampire now." And she go, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh my God." It's like veins in her neck. They're like, "Bella, stop it."
Over here making her own uterus again.
She was like, "Now, what? Do it now. Shoot it in there. Quick, hurry up. I can only make an egg for so long." And it's like, "It's disgusting. I'm not turning on right now. Look at me, Edward." And she like bite the bottom lip, and he was like, "All right, I'm hard, but I don't want to do this. Do it. All right, now." And he's like, He'd be like crying, and you just see Jacob, and he like in the window go, "No. And he's like, get off her. The demon baby, come on, I can't. Hey guys, I heard last good. Get off my mama. You get off my mama. And then she throw him because she's a super demon baby. So she throw both of them, but they like be spinning, and then you just hear Edward go, and then another baby come up. Spaghetti. And then like Bella just be like, "That's what I'm talking about."
Her voice sound like that from now on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Side effect of forcing.
And then she howls. And Jacob be like, "I knew you would have made a good werewolf." It's like, "All right, you just believe me. Mama, did he get off of you?" I told him to get off my mama. Okay, so that was it, Ed. I've explained to you Twilight. I hope you learned something. I hope you didn't. But if anything, I hope I insatiated your curiosity towards the series. But now if anyone asks you any questions, or they tell you something about Twilight, you can sit there and look at them with pride in your eyes and go, "Oh, you talking about that stupid-ass fucking movie series that made a bunch of money but is stupid as shit? Proven once and for all that people will watch anything. It doesn't matter what. They'll watch it." Good Lord. Oh, man. I watched those movies, and I was laughing my ass off. And they are just ridiculous as hell. So for anyone who's listening, if you've enjoyed this fantastic time, I will not deter you from looking at Twilight. By all means, go watch it if you want to. The shit's old. You can see them anywhere. It comes on TV now. But just know, if you think these movies are great and you take them seriously, I think you're stupid. I really do. I think you're dumb, and you shouldn't be that way. Just laugh at the obscurity. It's retarded. Okay. This has been fun with Flame. I've been your host, Danny the Flame. I'd like to thank my guest, Edward,
Yeah.
Oh my God. And as always, good people, I hope you have fun. Also, be sure to check out the original home of the Fun with Flame podcast over at Anchor.fm. I upload there first and far more frequently than I do YouTube. And you should definitely go there to listen to some of my podcasts that are just too hot for YouTube to handle. So check out Anchor.fm for more Fun with Flame content. Be sure to subscribe and click any of the links in the description to see all of the other things that I am associated with, if you just want a little bit more of that Daniel the Flame in your life.